Gentlemen, we're just about to go on to our next game. We've got Kill, our resident team from Glasgow, and we've got ACOG, the top team coming through from Aberystwyth. We're looking forward to a really high-powered game here. We've got the second and third teams going against each other, so it should make for a pretty high-powered game. Mitch, what are you thinking on the situation?
Um, this is the one I'm looking forward to be honest. I like both ACOG and Kill. It's always a good game to watch, especially since both the teams are very good. Unfortunately, this week, as far as I'm aware, ACOG are missing their main support player, so it might not be as exciting as we're hoping. But fingers crossed, they'll put up a good show.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Like I said, with two teams quite high up, when they're going against each other, it should be really, really interesting. We've also got a bit of a team mix up coming from Glasgow, I think, as well today. The normal picks, the normal players for each position not coming through. So it's good that we're getting to see some of the subs. We've got a full team that's really good to see them all getting used.
Hmm.
Um, we've got our bands that came through so far. We've got Diana, Rengar, and Shen coming through from Team 20 Kill, and Malphite, Ezreal, and Leona coming through from ACOG. The Leona definitely a targeted ban against Rolly. It forces him quite tight into a couple of other champions. It'll be interesting to see where he goes with it.
Hmm.
Uh, Rengar is just I know for a fact that Glasgow hate Rengar with a passion. It's just a champion that they don't like. I'm personally quite a big fan of him because I don't feel he's fair in the slightest. But that maybe says more about me than it does anyone else.
100 to nothing from stealth seems legit.
It's completely fair. What like any champion who has less health than printed base magic resist and can still kill you instantly seems fair by me.
It's nice to see Caitlyn being picked. She's one of my favourite champions to watch in lane because she absolutely dominates the laning phase, and it's just really really brutal to deal with.
Yeah,
20
just
kill opting to take Misfortune though. I'm not entirely sure about that pick against Caitlyn, but we'll see how it plays out, I guess.
I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how it all plans out because whilst fair enough, Caitlyn does have a massive advantage during the laning phase against Misfortune. It's not as if Misfortune can't reach her. Like
Mm.
you've got double up to catch them out. Um, of course, you're going to have the Nunu support coming through, the traditional support for someone like Caitlyn. And with the way that Nunu constantly has to position, he's going to eventually put himself in a position where he's going to get caught by Taric or even just Misfortune herself.
The biggest problem there though is if Nunu gets caught by Taric, for example, he will have already blood boiled Caitlyn, and he will ice blast Misfortune, meaning that the differential between attack speeds across both the AD carries is going to be monumental, and Caitlyn will just destroy them. Like in that lane, literally the only way they can get a kill is if they kill Caitlyn. Killing Nunu is unless the jungler is there, is a really bad decision. It's gonna be a really tough lane for them to deal with. Fortunately, if Taric can get a really good flash stun on Caitlyn, I think they could kill her pretty quickly.
It'll be interesting to see how it all goes.
Hmm.
Um, we've also got a Lee Sin pick, most popular champion in the NUEL right now. Do you think?
Well, maybe they watched the last game, although they were playing. Maybe they saw the score and thought, we can do that too. That was
He's
a real brutal display of Lee Sin skill.
pure dominance.
Hmm.
Uh, we're going to see Morgana versus Anivia mid. I've not actually got to cast a game where we see an Anivia getting played, I think, this tournament, so I'm really, really looking forward. She's one of my favourite AP mids.
Hmm.
Um, obviously, she's a character who, if anyone knows that they're a played character for the player in general, then it's generally just an instant outright ban because she is a little bit fiddly. But once you've got the puppet on the strings, then she's just so powerful.
And her base damages are so high that you can just build
Yeah,
sort of the low key AP items that give a lot of defense and still do tremendous amounts of damage.
like I've seen some of the games that Froggen was actually getting to play recently.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not a big advocate for copying what you see on the big team streams, but he was starting Chalice, and then after the Chalice, building Tier of the
Catalyst.
Goddess,
Oh, Tyr, yeah. Tyr's a good choice too.
and it was just allowing him, or it was no, sorry, it was no, was it the tier first? Maybe the tier first, and just ticking up and ticking it up.
Mhm.
Um, Anivia, not the fastest for ticking that item up, but the mana regen on top of the two items, the little bit of magic resist from the chalice. She was just going nowhere, staying in lane.
Yeah, because
And
she gets ticks from it as well. From just casting her ultimate, she can toggle it on and off to get the stacks up pretty quickly. I mean, generally the sort of standard way to play Anivia is to get two mana sustain items, usually Chalice and either Tyr or Catalyst, into a Rod of Ages, and then you just build as bulky as you possibly can. So when you do lay that egg, it's really really hard to kill, and you get like a strong second wind. And again, obviously because her base damages are so high, you really don't need that sort of big ticket AP item like, for example, say Annie does.
don't
I mean,
know,
she needs her hat, but Anivia certainly doesn't.
quite like seeing the bird to get a nice feather in the cap.
Oh yeah, of course. If she gets the death cap, then her damage is even higher. But like I say, it's not a core item for her.
We've got the bands. I'm just trying to think where they're going to go during team fights and stuff. Like, I'm thinking for positioning and stuff, it's a lot more sensitive on Glasgow side than it is on their opponents' Aberystwyth side.
Hmm.
So I think the game's going to be more dependent on how Glasgow plays than it is how Aberystwyth plays.
Twanakill have a really strong engage. If they catch someone with a Morgana bind, a Taric stun, or for example a Skarner ultimate, like their team fight is going to be really brutal. It's going to be Morgana goes in, presses R, stuns her entire team. Misfortune with the following with a bullet time, dropping tons of AoE damage. And I mean, if you take Aurelia as a champion, she's really good at catching Caitlyn. Like really really good. If Caitlyn gets close to a low health minion, the Blade Surge into Blade Surge is just really really hard for her to get away from. Conversely though, they have really good peel. So I
Yeah.
mean, they're going to have to really separate the team out and allow Aurelia to attempt to assassinate Caitlyn, I think, in the team fights.
Well, this is one thing that I was actually wondering. Right, a Nivea wall, if planted directly on top of a currently bullet timing misfortune,
Hmm.
is there an interrupt there on the ultimate?
As
Because
far as I'm aware,
it does
people being
shift.
displaced by a champion created terrain does not interrupt channeled abilities. Occasionally it can make it look like it does, but the channeled ability tends to carry on. For example, like if Katarina is ulting, Trundle ults underneath her, it will displace her, and her animation will change to her sort of neutral pose, but she will still be channeling her ultimate.
Right,
It's
okay,
it's, it's quite a buggy area of the game. Well, I say buggy, just sort of
awkward.
yeah, it behaves quite awkwardly, but it shouldn't interrupt her, no. But yeah, again, they have a lot of CC in that regard. Lee Sin kick, Jax Counter Strike, Nivea stun. But again, if any of those champions get on Misfortune, she's probably dead anyway. Like
Yeah,
it won't be to interrupt the ult. It will be to shut her down completely.
yeah, put it in the ground.
Exactly.
I've just whilst we've got the champions getting into the game, we have played about the stream. I know there was a couple of issues earlier on. We're gonna see how this goes just now. We think we've managed to get it fixed. If there is any problems, feel free to let us know.
Hmm.
Um,
As
Obviously,
far as I'm aware, multiple people have claimed they are lagging, and then other people have said that the stream has been as smooth as butter. So looking at my numbers, it's not a problem on my end. So if you are lagging, it'll either be your bandwidth not being able to handle the stream, or Twitch being sort of iffy, which is perfectly reasonable right now, especially with IPL going on. So I can only apologise for any lag issues you're having, and please make sure you report them to us so we can investigate them and hopefully fix them as soon as possible.
We've also, I'd just like to promote the NUEL. We have our Facebook page and our Twitter feed, giving you fresh updates constantly. Facebook.com/the NUEL and @the NUEL. It means you can get any information from it as quick as we can get it to you, and it keeps you in the loop for when we're hoping to do extra events and possibly fun events, scrims. It's a good way to keep in touch as well, as we can put forward information from team to team. That's something that we want to try and do. Keep everyone in contact.
Absolutely. And it would be doing us a huge favour if you liked us on Facebook.
Yeah, definitely.
Welcome.
So we're seeing the starting builds. A lot of shoes getting purchased, but it's making a lot of money. Tarek starting boots and only 1 ward against the Fey Charm with the 3 wards on Nunu being the only massive difference I can see.
It looks like ACOG are going to sit by the Wraith Brush, hopefully steal the red buff from Twentakill here.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Or are they going to try and swing around? We've had an update here from Twentakill just at the start of the game, letting us know that they are remixing. They're jamming to a remix of Interior Crocodile Alligator, 10-hour long song. If this game lasts 10 hours, I can only apologise.
The biggest problem with that is that they're not running Renekton. That's a very missed opportunity there. ACOG choosing not to take the red buff. I think that would have been completely free as well, so I question why they made that decision.
This is strange. This is 2 teams to always do this. I wonder what's going on.
I think they're just aiming to get kills, and when it doesn't happen, they're happy to just stick to the standard jungle clear.
The Jax and the Elia taking the time at the start of the game there to jump back to base and pick up the extra potion as well. That'll be interesting to see how well the sustain actually ticks them over. The Nunu also picking up an extra potion. So, for anyone familiar with the teams, they'll notice that there are players playing away on Twintakill's side from what they would normally regard as their normal position. We've got Ghost Thunder ticking through the jungle right now on Skarner. Alice coming through for our mid player, coming through playing Morgana. Arike, solid as ever up on top. We've got... just noticing here, we've got the Lee Sin coming through, taking out this bottom jungle. Sorry to interrupt myself there. Is he going to try and take out this Thunder?
He did get really low. If Thunder had moved quicker, he could have caught him. Sadly, he doesn't have clairvoyance. That's unfortunate.
Yes, haha. Security camera team not live today. Down bottom, we've got Nancy, who people remember from playing the mid position. Sorry, we've got a wee exchange here coming up. We've got the Skarner, went right through there trying to catch this Lee Sin. He's got him going down. The first Q's went down, the second Q's went down. He's going to start getting slowed. The pressure coming through the safeguard. He's trying to bait him back and forward. The stun coming through from Anivia. Is it going to be enough? This is probably going to be first blood if something bad goes on here.
The black shield from Morgana really doing work there, stopping Thunder from getting caught by Anivia.
We're just going to leave it through. Oh, wee stun catching Alistair on our way down there. Wee Sim trying to follow through with some extra pressure though. Is he going to come through back and try and chase Thunder through?
If he catches him, this could be really bad.
If he walks around, Thunder's going to get caught. He's going to go down here to the flash saving him through. Will the ignite do the work? No. The crystalline skeleton just saving him through. What a big aggressive play here coming through from the start of the game. Lee Sin, one of the most aggressive champions, showing why he's so aggressive and all the utility he can bring. Bot lane, as to be expected, we're seeing a lot of high pressure coming through from the Caitlyn against the Misfortune. Pot's already ticking down here from Misfortune. First one starting to try and tide her over. Lee Sin picking up yet another red buff. after taking.
Pedrillion on Jax in the top lane, really bullying Araki out of the lane, getting him low. Completely out of mana though, so he's recalling after pushing. And obviously Aurelia with her huge innate sustain, just refilling her health bar. Yeah, doesn't even care.
This game is 2-3 for that champion. Using blade subs there, picking up some extra creeps. It's really the massive mana that I'm expecting to see from him. I think he kind of, with it being a really awkward matchup for both champions, I think the one who can sustain and farm the best will do the best overall, leaving the laning phase more powerful. So I think it will go in Aurelia's favour, but I think that pressure coming from the Jax is just making it it's going to be too hard to call just now.
Yeah.
We do, however, have the Lee Sin coming to swing around. The Jax coming through. Araki seeing the cripple.
Rod missing the Tempest. I think he might have misclicked there.
He done it a little bit too early. I think he thought he was closer than he was. Cripple not being able to connect. He's going to hang around though. Does Araki expect him? He's got no vision. No, he's just going to play it safe and back. That's going to force our good friend Lee Sin away.
Araki actually out CSing Pedrillion here. That's really surprising actually, considering how much damage Jax has put out during the laning phase, but Aurelia obviously being one of the better farmers in the game.
Yeah. We've got Alistair getting saved from a nice wee wall from our friend Olivia.
Lee Sin catching Thunder again.
Skarner getting caught again. He's going to come around. His Black Shield coming through to save. This is the Lee Sin jungle just forcing Skarner back constantly.
Just taking the jungle for himself. There's not a whole lot Skarner can do, unfortunately. Just getting crushed by Lee Sin.
It'll be a great initiator later on if we can start to build it up, but as it stands right now, it's just so much work to do. We've got bottom getting absolute massive pressure getting put through here. This tower's already at half health. We're not seeing any support yet from the jungler because the jungler's been too busy getting caught by the Lee Sin. The pressure comes through, Lee Sin just walking where he wants to now.
I mean, that's...
planted a ward. He's going to see this Lee Sin coming through, but is Lee Sin just going to continue up? No, he knows that he's been spotted, he's just going to come back through. There's been a ping there from the Lee Sin. He's going to try and take the blue buff. The Skarner, how aware of this is Skarner? Skarner's going to get seen here by that ward and Lee Sin's just going to walk away.
And if you look at the vision that ACOG have of 20 kills jungle, it's pretty large. Like, Lee Sin's pretty much free to take whatever he wants with very little chance of getting caught.
Yeah, definitely.
The money he's spending on wards is definitely paying dividends.
Yeah, well, we're seeing that Lee Sin is hanging around there. He does look like he wants to try and steal it. He's just waiting on this Anivia coming around. He knows that Alice has came across. They've got full vision there. The smite coming through just to save it. Just going to give it to Skarner. Alice there, just playing a good defensive role.
Better to give it to the jungler than the enemy jungler, for sure.
Definitely. It's not ideal, but they can't really do anything about it. I think they knew that they were hanging around. They just wanted to make sure it was coming their way.
And I mean, honestly, at the 7-minute mark against Anivia, that's what Twentykill want to be doing. They really need to try and stop them from getting this blue buff, but it looks like ACOG definitely have the support of their support and jungler to help Anivia secure that blue buff, knowing how important it is for her. Yeah,
definitely. This is just going to get bust down pretty quickly. Again, Anivia's base damage doing quite a lot of work. The jungler, Lee Sin there, his Tempest into cripple, just making sure that he can stand there, take a few hits. It's going to be okay for the Anivia to finish it off.
Raki falling behind now, unfortunately for him. Fighting Jax 1-on-1 though.
Although he's fighting him now, Equilibrium Strike coming through straight after the dive. Is he going to be able to catch him with a second Equilibrium Strike? Oh, it's not going to be enough.
Unfortunate. He's pushing him out the lane, giving himself some room to breathe.
Yeah, though, it's good to see what he's getting up against.
Nivea with blue buff is a real force to be reckoned with. I mean, pushing that out of the lane is something that you really can't do, unfortunately.
No, she's just going to sit and farm. Now that she's level 6, she's just going to sit. She can quite happily farm away. There's going to be no penalty for her using Glacial Storm at this stage, just to sit and farm up everything. It looked like she was maybe going to try and swing around bot, but it's not going to happen just now.
And James showing why Caitlyn is such a strong pick, just pushing relentlessly in the bot lane, taking the tower as soon as possible. There's not a lot many champions can do against that, unfortunately. And I mean, that's what you say. Caitlyn wins the lane, full stop. It's very, very hard to deal with.
Again, though, with the comp the way that it is, it'll be interesting. It's just using that ult there now as like an extended poke. That was interesting to see.
The cooldown's fairly short.
He has got the stun though. They're going to have to fight under absolute zero. Nancy's walking in. Can he get out in time? He's just going to get out in time. The amount of damage coming through there on top of Rolly was quite a lot.
Alice ulting in the mid lane, but Nivea flashing away at the last second. Tyrant escaping with his life and his egg.
Can Thunder catch him though? Oh, looked like Thunder was going to go in. He's going to have to walk through the glacial.
Absolutely no fear from Tyrant here.
Forcing the amount of pressure away. Alice is going to maybe. Thunder getting caught there behind the crystallize. Not being able to follow up just now. Tyrant too low.
And then Nivea not even losing her egg at all.
Thunder just hanging around watching. There's not a lot he can do. He's waiting on someone to try and come along and help him, but it doesn't look like someone's going to make it. Lee Sin catching him with a Q. Obviously can't afford to die, but he's went for it anyways. Crystallised him under the tower. He's going to get a lot of pressure put down. The tower's coming through. Is it going to be enough to finally finish him off? It is. He tried to safeguard away, but walked the wrong direction. Managed to get himself caught. That was a big play there. Great ult there coming through from the Skarner. Just making sure he was going to stay alive.
First blood at 11 minutes. Top lane, Araki fighting Patrillion here.
The trade's coming through looking fairly even. Araki out of mana though, so he can't really do a lot to fight the Jax. Tyrant getting pretty low there on the Anivia, having to use Crystallize just to make sure he gets away, clearing those wraiths just before he heads back. And this is
Alice flashing to block the Caitlyn ult there, but taking a huge chunk of his health and damage. It's nice to see the ACOG, even with a support player as their bench from the bench rather than their main, doing a lot of work here.
Yeah, it's really good to see that all they're doing right now is they're just forcing Glasgow penned in, putting them right back. This early game's going to give them a lot of global gold coming off the two towers.
And it's like they're going to get a free dragon as well.
Yeah, it's going to put them. It's going to start putting them further ahead.
I mean, this is going to be roughly a 3k gold lead at 12 minutes. I mean, it's really hard to come back from that. If they just keep pushing this early game advantage and try and end the game as soon as possible, I very much doubt 20k will have too much of a chance of coming back, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely. Now we've got Araki going quite far forward without any mana. They've put pings down on Thunder. They clearly know he's there as he's tried to come up through. The Jax just came back up top. They're just going to have to let that one go, let it push out as it can. They're starting to fight against this blue buff now. They're going to try and get it back on Alice, make sure that he can stay in lane for as long as possible.
And luckily ACOG deciding not to counter jungle that time.
It's good for Glasgow. It's giving them a bit of breathing room now.
At least they got one objective so far.
Aurelia finishing off that Ionic spark. That's quite an interesting item to build really early on that champion. It'll be interesting to see how the additional pressure that it's going to give is going to do the work. Absolute Zero coming down though. Rolly's been caught right in the middle of it with the Absolute Zero not doing the work. It's safe. It's been a resounding strike. The big damage coming through. Nancy's been caught clean out of position there thanks to the Dragon's Rage. Thunder trying to come in and do the save. It's not going to be enough. Both Rolly and Misfortune going down there. Tariq getting killed off straight away. So much damage coming through there from Absolute Zero on top of Caitlyn just mashing away on those auto attacks.
And Morgana unfortunately coming a little bit too late, throwing off one dog binding only to have it be flashed by Nunu. It looks like Thunder might get caught here.
Thunder's right out of position. He deliberately flashed over the Yordle snap trap there. He's not going to get caught.
I think
Tower shots there coming through. Anivius came down. The 4 bottom trying to push this tower.
I think this is going to be another tower if they push it.
No,
deciding not to.
It's going to be just too much to handle. We're going to let it go just now. They're pinging a retreat up top there. The fight coming up top here. That was almost a really clever dodge there. The ult coming through there from Aurelia. Grandmaster Strike's going to put a lot of pressure on. Is Arike going to go down? Equilibrium Strike putting a stun on, but the flash is coming through there from the Jax. A leap strike here should do it. He's taking a lot of tower shots. Is he managed to get away in time? No, he's not. It's going to be an even trade up top, 1 for 1. Bit brave there from the Jax. I don't know if it was worthwhile for the extra bit of pressure. It's going to give the Aurelia some gold as well. Interesting to see, but 1 for 1 up top. Oh.
Really, really action-packed game. And strangely, only 5 kills globally so far.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, but nothing's getting baked so far, so...
Well, ACOG are definitely making work of it. Not getting kills, but they're definitely getting a lot of objectives, which is, just as valuable. It's not as flashy, but it wins you the game.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting to see as well that regardless of the fact it's only 1 kill, even at 15 minutes, there's a 5,000 gold deficit. The amount of global gold that was getting taken away when the Lee Sin was counter jungling earlier, the 2 towers and the dragon,
and the significant CS advantage as well. Like Caitlyn is 30 ahead of Miss Fortune. Nivea is a full 60 CS ahead. That's really scary.
It's just how well she can farm that.
It looks like Araki's going to be in trouble here. He's fighting Jax 1-on-1, but he doesn't know the jungler's on his way.
Yeah, he's been caught now. Araki's been caught right out of position here. It's not going to be enough to finish off the Jax. It's just going to get pressured about. That's them all going to start to move up top here. They're just the free wave clear that you get every single time, and Nivea decides that she's going to use Glacial Storm. It's absolutely obscene.
It's really hard to deal with. Like you can't push against that. I mean, if you look at Nivea's items, she's got the Catalyst and the Chalice, with Morgana just the Chalice. That's a huge gold difference, like enormous. 1,300 gold in it. If you look at the numbers, it's Nivea on 4,500 and Morgana on 2,800. It's just such a huge difference. Like, meaning that Morgana's going to be almost useless in any team fight, and Nivea's going to be chunking people.
Yeah, she's getting forced right back here. The Nivea's decided to swing all the way around. She's maybe got Splash coming out to save, but it's not going to be enough. The Impale coming through, it's going to force the Nivea to stay there. She's going to get reverted into Reg form. They're just going to wail on her whilst that...
In the meantime though, Nancy getting caught in the jungle, using Make It Rain to maybe escape.
Thunder's coming through, he's going to try and slow them down there using Crystal Slash. It's going to put him in a really dangerous position. That Caitlyn is wailing on him, the amount of damage is coming through. Arike trying to come in with a save. It's going to get ulted there. Ace in a hole taken down. Ghost Thunder trying to back away now, but we've got the ult coming down there from Tarek's going to put a lot of pressure down. And here we go. Is this going to be enough to kill the Caitlyn now? We've got Arike putting so much damage out there. Nancy coming up to finish it off, and it's going to be the Nunu walking away there.
That was a really good fight for 20 kill. Losing only their jungler and getting 2 kills from it, especially on the Caitlyn, who was definitely causing a lot of issues for them.
Yeah, the 2 for 1 just proving so much. Blade Surge clearing the wave now, and it's going to allow Arike to put a bit of pressure up top, knowing that they've cleared away most of the threat that was getting put on him earlier on. The Jax having to go straight back. And now we've got Nunu coming out here with the Oracle Elixir. The wave's getting cleared so well there with that Ionic Spark.
Oh yeah, such a good item. Shame it's being removed next patch.
It's just as it found. I think there was a complaint that it was maybe allowing characters not designed to push as well as they were.
Yeah, I mean, I think the item that was for that was Sunfire Cape, and it's not even close to as effective as the Ionic Spark. So potentially that was the issue. They are replacing it with the Static Shiv though. ACOG getting a free dragon.
There's no vision on it from either team, so Glasgow won't even know that that's happened the way it's happened.
Nunu with the Oracles definitely knew that they had no vision, so it was 100% safe. It looks like they may be considering just pushing down mid tower now.
Yeah, they've only got Nancy there trying to defend it off. We've got Arike showing up. The Blaze Surge onto the minion, Blaze Surge is straightforward, he's dived straight onto the Anivia. The Impale coming through is dragging that Anivia back a very, very far distance. It's got him finished off. Are they going to now just turn around? Who are they going to go for next? They're going to try and finish off this Jack. A lot of pressure coming through from Arike. He's going to have to start tanking the turret if he wants to continue this. He's not going to. The Q coming out from Lee Sin, resounding strike, not following it up.
And that was pretty scary with Thunder ulting Anivia, Lee Sin
Thunder
kicking him away.
This Thunder, absolutely zero fear, just chasing down. He's going to turn around on this Caitlyn. The Crystal Slash is going to be enough to slow. We've got Taric coming through with a stun, Cleanse coming out straight away. They're going to have to walk through the absolute zero if they want to keep this going, but they're just going to turn around, maybe just kill this Nunu.
Red team's
The
turret.
Ghost trying to tank the turret for as long as possible. Nunu just getting away there with just a fraction of his life. The binding coming through, there's going to be enough to kill. Taric stunned, are they going to follow this up with the... No, both Skarner and Morgana falling too low to keep it up. Good defensive play there from Rolly though, making sure that it wasn't going to turn into 3 kills for the Caitlyn there on the counter. Very, very high pressure plays here now from Glasgow. Turning this around from the early advantage that was coming through from ACOG. Aberystwyth putting up a really, really impressive start. It's like what we were saying, but I've said it before, Glasgow play a lot more like your CLG EUs. They're quite happy to lose the early towers, don't find well that they can still farm up a little bit and get themselves back into the game. It's not about how quickly you can take the first tower, it's about how quickly you can take the last.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, bringing that goal deficit down to just 3,000 has definitely potentially brought them back into this game from what seemed like an unsurmountable disadvantage.
There's an interesting finish up there, and Nivea's managed, when she's went back there because of the fight as it went down, she's finished off Rod of Ages, and Caitlyn's finished off Infinity Edge.
Yeah. And I mean, despite being 0-2-0, she's still massively ahead of Morgana, just through the enormous farm advantage. Thunder may be catching Tyrant once again. Alice flashing and missing the binding there.
Just so much damage there. The egg form coming through, Taric using the ultimate there. It's a really, really good ability. I don't like Taric, but I've got to admit I really, really like Radiance as a skill.
It's one of those ones that doesn't look all that useful, but if you look at it on paper, it's very, very strong.
Nancy taking a hit there for Alice from the ace in the hole. Very interesting use of ace in the hole, I think, from James. He doesn't mind just throwing it out there the moment it comes off cooldown if he knows he's going to chunk someone, because it does do a lot of damage. Using it sort of how some Ezreal players use it, or some Lux players use their ult when they're sitting in mid.
It's interesting to see the comeback. Skarner picking up fully defensive items, going straight for the Frozen Heart. If you look at ACOG's team, Lee Sin, physical damage, Caitlyn, physical damage, Jax, a huge amount of physical damage. The Frozen Heart is going to be very, very good pickup.
Yeah, definitely.
It looks like ACOG are actually going to stop Baron, but they don't even realise that it is warded. But they do see Nancy make a bot lane, and that's probably what spurred the decision on. If they try and fight this, it's going to be a 4v5.
If they start to fight this, the Baron's still going to sit and wail on ACOG as well. There we go, the ult coming out from Alice there, it's caught 3 of them, it's got the stun coming through, there we go, 2 of them have dropped already in exchange for no deaths on Glasgow's side. They're going to keep this damage. The Baron finishing off on the side there, it's went to ACOG, but they're going to get completely cleaned out here. Alice finishing off, there's a triple kill from the Jax, but the shutdown there straight away from Nancy Maker. What an absolutely vast amount of kills there. I wasn't even managing to catch who was getting them all. The Jax finished up there with a triple kill that was going to give him so much money.
Yeah, and it's a shame that Thunder missed that smite. I don't even think ACOG smote at all. If you look at Lee Sin, his smite is still off cooldown. I think Thunder missed his smite and gave them a free Baron there, unfortunately.
I don't know if it was free. There's only one person walked away with it intact, and it was Anivia.
Yeah, that's true, I guess, but they did get the huge global gold bonus from it that if Thunder had smote a little bit later, would have gone to Twantnikill instead.
I don't know if it was worth it overall. When you look at the gold, it hasn't put them much further ahead. In fact, it's closed the gap a little bit.
Well, the fight was 4 for 3? It was 4 for 3. Baron definitely, in terms of global gold, it was definitely worth it for ACOG.
I looked at the numbers wrong, sorry. Got Thunder standing tall there in the face of danger in front of the whole team. Maybe making it look like he's got backup, but it's not quite there yet. Getting some wards placed on Glasgow's jungle there from Aberystwyth. Morgana finishing Zonya's Hourglass, Skarner finishing Frozen Heart.
That's going to be a really scary engage when Morgana gets in there with that Hourglass. It definitely did work in that Baron fight before, even without the Hourglass, so...
Yeah, it's not quite Wiglets, but I'm sure she'll take it just now.
Absolutely, yeah. Looks like ACOG are positioning to take this dragon, but Twentacle definitely wanting to fight this.
Twentacle, I've got a feel that they can fight this. They might be a bit behind on gold. The kills are 4 in their favour though. It looks like they know how to target and they're picking off the things that they need to pick off first. Now, like, they're retaliating a lot better. They're going to swing around. ACOG going to try and take this blue buff just now. Nancy getting sent down bottom there with Misfortune to try and clear up this big wave.
It could be a huge mistake though. They see him go bot and instantaneously run for dragon.
Yeah, they've been caught. They're not going to be able to do anything about it. Jack's finishing it off. And there was basically no answer there. They didn't have any damage there. Nancy wasn't anywhere near the fight.
Yeah, I feel it would have been a better decision to just allow the tower to finish that off and fight over dragon.
Like, even they knew fine well with the ward sitting when they were going to start. With all of them sitting in there, I'd imagine it maybe it'd just have been better if Misfortune could just bullet time over the team whilst they were trying to fight the dragon. Whilst maybe say someone like Araki just flew in, started getting the fight, initiated and put a bit of pressure on them. I'd imagine
quite potentially, yeah.
I'd imagine that'd have just been scary enough to force them away. There was the potential there as well that if they did go for it, that Morgana could have came in there with the flash, start doing a bit of work. There's definitely a fear when you see Morgana come all the way over.
And then she shows how rich she is by turning to gold. That's always a scary sight. Although in this case, not so rich. 8 TCS behind Anivia. But 3 kills doesn't quite make up the difference, but it's not as far apart as you'd expect. Only 1,000 gold in it.
Still to die as well, so he's keeping himself tied over. He's constantly getting in amongst the fights. That bot wave pushing so hard again. Misfortune coming down once more to try and clear this constantly built up pressure. This is the problem. I'm finding Glasgow are quite happy to sit and apply pressure. But the real pressure that's coming out from ACOG's coming through from both of the waves that we're just allowing to push, whilst Glasgow are just trying to clear out everywhere else. They're trying to... Glasgow look like they're wanting to fight players, but it looks like ACOG are wanting to fight the game, just letting the waves push themselves. Just to give them the advantage that they're looking for.
I mean, playing like that has definitely done them well so far with a 6,000 gold advantage at 27 minutes. Definitely not something to be sniffed at.
Yeah, definitely.
I know all it takes is one really, really solid, and I think one really solid Anivia play could win them this game. Like a good wall, a good stun, a good kill from the burst that she has right now with a needlessly large rod and a Rod of Ages is going to be hitting so hard.
Definitely.
And I definitely think Tyrant's the one to watch in the next team fight if he plays it right. I think that's a game-ending play.
Yeah, I can see just how Glasgow need to initiate and how they're going to have to go through with it all. What I was going to say there is that's an interesting sight. We've got Jax with a Bilgewater Cutlass. He's going to start going for the Hextech Revolver. He's just went full abuse of the damage.
One thing that I've seen a lot of Jax players is just going for the Cutlass for the AD, the lifesteal, and the slow active, and then building something like Guardian Angel after it. It's a really solid item on its own merits, and then finishing into a Gunblade later on.
We've got the Jax diving in, all coming through. Is this going to be this is going to be quite a lot of pressure here? We're getting full team getting caught under the bullet time, but the Nunu's flashed over. He's going to get absolute zero, slowing quite a lot of the team down. We've already had 2 going down. Skarner, Morgana going down. Aurelia's already down. It's not went any good there. 3 for 0.
One solid Anivia wall, just really changing the way that team fight played out. Obviously, getting caught wasn't ideal, but the Anivia being there really sort of sealed the deal for ACOG.
Yeah, Jax is just going to sit and tank this here. Nah, the minions are coming through. He's going to leap strike away. This is going to be a tower, quite possibly an inhibitor.
Oh, it'll definitely be an inhibitor, 100%.
Yeah, I didn't even realise that the rest of them came around to try and clear this up. A glacial. The Anivia ult coming through, clearing the blasted that wave there. Taric having to do some amount of work to try and just clear these waves now.
Yeah.
It's going to allow the amount of pressure to come through for a Baron attempt here from ACOG. They're just going to wait for the full team. Glasgow are moving straight for it though. There's quite a lot of damage. Can they get there in time? There's no one else coming through. It's not going to happen. ACOG are going to get this. The smite coming through.
And the wall preventing them from even trying to stop them.
There's pings coming through there from ACOG. They realise that they need to start doing something about the top and bottom lane waves that have started to build up. But there isn't a lot of damage on either the top tower or the second tower coming through from the second tower up top or the bottom tower, sorry, I should say. Looks like they're just going to allow the creep wave down bottom as they try and put a lot of pressure elsewhere, go back and buy. Jack's quite happy to be up top there himself for the amount of damage that he can just put out.
I mean, almost a 10,000 gold lead to ACOG now. Ward coverage all across the map, really preventing 20kill from doing anything. And if you look conversely on 20kill's side, they only have, what, 3 wards down? That's not a good situation to be in, especially when you're so far behind.
Yeah, and one of the wards was a Baron ward, which is obviously basically a dead stick just now because you don't need to see anything up there. We've got a lot of pressure here. They're going to try and turn around on this Caitlyn, but they've got the support coming through, and now the Caitlyn's going to be able to sit and poke away.
Yeah, Thunder going for the ult there, but she flashed away, and obviously in the most recent patch, if you create a gap in between Skarner's cast, it fluffs the ultimate. And then immediately after Taric going in for the stun, but the cleanse getting her away, and it looks like there's going to be a full-on team fight right now.
Alex missing that binding. It's going to be crucial there. Miss Fortune's been caught by the Lee Sin. There's the ult coming through. Ace the hold and an absolute monster amount of damage there. The kick as well from Lee Sin. They're just going to start dancing around this wall. They're going to fight them under the tower. They don't even care. Absolute Zero coming through. It's going to drop a lot of damage through. Alice going to try and save himself with his Zhonya's, but the rest of the team going down means he's going to get caught next. 4 for 0. Taric being the last man alive. They're going to take this tower. We've got the Nunu swinging around, just making sure he sees what he can see with the oracles.
I think that's going to be endgame there. Like with the Nunu, Jax, Caitlyn all up on top of Lee Sin and Anivia, they're just going to get to push through to end, I think.
Yep, got the second inhibitor going to come down just now. Are they just going to start swinging straight up and just start fighting through for the main towers? Yeah, they are. They know fine well that Taric's the only person up. There's going to be no one up on Glasgow's side for at least another 4 seconds. Taric can't really do anything. He's stunned one person. He knows that he has to try and move forward, but he's too scared. And that's going to be the end of that game. So many pressure plays there coming out of ACOG. Very, very well played from them. Congratulations to Glasgow, but ACOG were on fire that game.
That was a really, really beautiful play by ACOG. Just sort of losing a few fights actually, but just systematically taking the objectives to give them such a huge gold lead that it was just sort of insurmountable for 20kill really at that point. Especially the mid lane as well. Alice being so far behind the Anivia, just over 100 creep score ahead and 50 CS ahead at fairly early in the game. I mean, it's just really hard to come back from. Definitely,
and it's something that Morgana is known for her ability to keep fun. It's just absolutely nothing against the Nivea's ability. And if eventually Nivea's going to start taking all of her creeps and forcing the creeps that you want to try and take under your tower, and the tower's going to start cashing up the money.
Absolutely. We're just going to take a quick break here before we go into the next game. I'd just like to say thanks to everyone for watching so far. If you have any issues with the stream, don't be afraid to voice your opinions. Feedback is definitely appreciated. Thanks again for watching. We'll be back with you soon.